Divine Mathematics. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to our journey of awakening. I am so grateful you're here today as we explore one of the most profound spiritual principles ever demonstrated. If you're ready to discover how the universe operates on divine mathematics that can transform your life, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss these transformative teachings. Let's dive into this miracle together. The story that changed everything. 2,000 years ago, a massive crowd gathered in a remote place, hungry for both food and spiritual nourishment. All that was available was a young boy's simple lunch, 5 small barley loaves and 2 fish. In the hands of limited thinking, this was nowhere near enough. But when offered with pure intention and blessed by divine consciousness, something extraordinary happened. This tiny meal fed over 5,000 people, with 12 baskets left over. This wasn't just about food. This was a demonstration of divine mathematics, the spiritual law that governs how the universe operates when we align with infinite supply. Understanding divine mathematics. In human mathematics, 5 plus 2 is 7. But in divine mathematics, 5 plus 2 plus surrender plus blessing, kun infinite multiplication. The difference isn't in the numbers, it's in the consciousness behind them. Divine mathematics operates on completely different principles. Scarcity thinking sees limitation and lack. Divine consciousness sees infinite potential in the smallest offering. Human logic calculates what's possible based on current resources. Spiritual wisdom knows that substance flows from consciousness, not the other way around. The sacred symbolism. Every element of this story carries profound meaning for your spiritual journey. The 5 loaves represent your 5 senses, the physical realm where you currently experience life. They're made of barley, the grain of the common person, showing that ordinary consciousness is the starting point for miracles. The 2 fish symbolize the dual nature of existence, spirit and matter, divine and human, infinite and finite. Fish live in water, representing the flow of consciousness and the depths of spiritual truth. The boy represents innocence, willingness, and the pure heart that offers without calculating whether it's enough. Children naturally operate from abundance consciousness because they haven't been programmed with adult limitations. The multiplication process. Notice the exact sequence that creates the miracle. First, recognition of need. The crowd was hungry, far from home, with no obvious solution. This represents those moments in your life when you face impossible situations with insufficient resources. Second, honest assessment. The disciples calculated 200 denarii wouldn't be enough to buy bread for this crowd. They acknowledged the mathematical impossibility from a human perspective. Third, offering what you have. The boy didn't say, "This isn't enough." He simply offered what he had. The miracle principle, you can't multiply what you won't offer. Fourth, blessing and breaking. The bread was blessed and broken. Blessing aligns human offering with divine power. Breaking represents surrender, releasing control to allow transformation. Fifth, distribution in faith. The multiplication happened in the giving, not the hoarding. As they distributed, the supply continued flowing. Where humanity stands today. Here's the truth we rarely acknowledge. Most people live in scarcity consciousness, believing there's never enough. Never enough time, money, love, opportunities, or resources. We hoard what little we have, afraid to offer it because it seems insufficient. But this ancient demonstration reveals that the universe operates on abundance principles. The same creative force that holds galaxies in perfect order, that grows forests from seeds, that beats your heart without your conscious effort, this force is available to multiply whatever you offer with pure intention. The modern application. Divine mathematics isn't about manipulating God into giving you what you want. It's about aligning your consciousness with the flow of infinite supply that's already present. When you offer your small talents with genuine desire to serve, they multiply into significant impact. When you give love freely, it returns to you multiplied. When you share knowledge generously, your own understanding deepens. When you contribute financially with trust rather than fear, resources flow back in unexpected ways. The key is in the offering, not the calculating, not the controlling, but the surrendering. Practical steps to experience divine multiplication. Step 1. Identify your 5 loaves and 2 fish. What do you have right now? Skills, time, compassion, resources, creativity? Stop focusing on what you lack and recognize what you possess. Step 2. Release scarcity programming. Notice when your mind calculates insufficiency. I don't have enough experience, money, education, connections. This is human mathematics. Divine mathematics begins where human calculation ends. Step 3. Offer with pure intention. Find ways to give, serve, and contribute without expecting specific returns. Pure offering creates the conditions for multiplication. Step 4. Trust the process. Multiplication rarely happens instantly or in ways you expect. Stay focused on contribution, not calculation. Step 5. Distribute your blessings. As increase comes, continue the flow by sharing and giving. Hoarding stops the multiplication process. The 12 baskets principle. Notice that after everyone was fed, 12 baskets of fragments remained, more than they started with. This reveals the abundance principle. When you operate from divine mathematics, you don't just meet the need, you create surplus for future blessing. The 12 baskets represent the overflow that comes when you trust spiritual law rather than human limitation. This surplus isn't for selfish accumulation, but for blessing others and meeting future needs. Your divine identity. Here's what you need to understand about yourself. You are not separate from the creative force of the universe. The same consciousness that performed this multiplication lives within you. You have access to the same spiritual laws, the same divine mathematics. The limitation isn't in what's available, it's in what you believe is possible. When you shift from scarcity consciousness to abundance awareness, when you move from calculating limitation to trusting infinite supply, you begin to experience life's miraculous nature. Beyond physical manifestation. While this principle applies to material needs, its deepest application is spiritual. When you offer your broken heart, it's multiplied into compassion for others. When you share your wisdom, it increases your understanding. When you give forgiveness, you receive inner peace multiplied beyond measure. The greatest multiplication isn't in your bank account. It's in your capacity to love, serve, heal, and inspire others. Thank you for joining me in exploring these divine mysteries. Remember, you are not operating under the laws of human limitation, but under the principles of infinite supply. Whatever you have, no matter how small it seems, when offered with pure intention and trust, becomes a seed for multiplication. If this message expanded your understanding, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to remember their divine potential, and subscribe to continue this journey of awakening together. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What 5 loaves and 2 fish do you have that you're ready to offer to the world? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Until our next exploration, remember, you are more powerful than you know, more blessed than you realize, and more needed than you can imagine. Trust the divine mathematics of your life, offer what you have with love, and watch how Spirit multiplies your gift beyond all human calculation. Stay blessed, keep giving, and I'll see you in the next video.